we at least know that they're trying to do something and not just let characters go to waste like they've done with Superman. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. How do you have 4 Thor movies, 3 Ant-Man movies, WandaVision series, Loki? How do you have all these other characters outside of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and outside of Spider-Man? He just got his trilogy. We got all these different movies of characters that's not the big honchos at Marvel, and we can't even get a Superman sequel. We don't even know if Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman, which is why I was upset that Supergirl got canceled, because now it's like we can't even get Superman, and we have a movie potentially starring another promising actress playing Superman's cousin, and we can't even get that. What is the plan, DC? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Juju the Gamer here on Juju's Anime Corner, and DC has a 10-year plan? Hey man, I don't know. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, but first, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that bell notification to notify every single time I upload, and hit my intro. Let's get it. All right. Now, if you do not know what I'm talking about, you might have already seen a couple of videos, but I wanted to give my thoughts on it, as I'm a huge DC fan. I enjoy Marvel content, but DC is what I grew up on. In my household, we watched DC a lot more than we did Marvel, because if it wasn't Spider-Man, the X-Men, or the Fantastic Four, Marvel really was not getting watched like that. But DC was. So the last couple of days, the DC fan has been nothing but L's. BATGIRL got canceled. SUPERGIRL movie got canceled. Blue Beetle might get canceled. Black Canary might get canceled. It's been crazy. And then you have ZASLAV, who's the new owner of the Warner Brothers and Discovery merger. It was reports that HBO Max and Discovery was just going to completely merge. Everybody was getting laid off at HBO Max. It was just pandemonium. And so today was their quarterly earnings call. And by today, I'm recording this on Thursday. So by the time you see this, it will be Friday. It will be Friday. Please put the pitchforks away. I know I have 86 to finish in Love. I will get to that, but I wanted to get this video out first so y'all can understand my thoughts. So it comes to find this earnings call that HBO Max and Discovery will be merging, but all the content won't be getting cut per se. It's going to be staying pretty much the same. They're just putting it all under one umbrella with a new name, which will probably be like Warner Brothers Plus or HBO Discovery. And for us in the US, it'll be dropping next summer. So summer 23, it'll be dropping. But that really wasn't what I was on the call to hear about. While that did kind of soothe my soul until I saw this picture up later, which I'm going to rant about. I am going to rant about that. Just hold on. So this first picture is David ZASLAV says the objective is to grow the DC brand and the characters, but just as importantly, to protect the brand. Now, grow the DC brand and the characters. You already have the characters. Everybody, here's the thing. Outside of like I said earlier, outside of like Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four, outside of that group of Marvel before their whole run of movies started, DC had the popular characters. They had the characters that everybody knew. They had those characters, and They say to try to grow the characters. Okay. How? How can you grow the characters if you don't release the movies? And let's be honest, even if the movie flops, at least gives us a chance as an audience to make that decision. Like at least let me sit my butt in the theater and watch this movie and see if I like it or not. And that's what kind of frustrated me about Batgirl. And to say Batgirl is not a audience draw is, it's kind of weird to me, because if you pay any attention to Batman whatsoever, you know who Batgirl is. Batgirl is Barbara Gordon. She's the daughter of Commissioner Gordon. Like you know who she is. You might not know her origin story, but you know she's a part of the Bat fam. Anything involving the Bat fam should print money. Like, it just is what it is. And when they say to protect the brand, did that mean that the movie did not test well, or it wouldn't have made the money that they initially thought it should have? That's a key question. And they actually did reveal that in the call, and they explicitly said, like literally explicitly said, Batgirl, Scoob, and I believe it was one other movie. It wasn't an issue about the testing. They said it actually tested kind of decently. But it was just that these movies weren't made for theatrical releases. They were made for streaming releases, which means they probably would not have made money. While they probably would have gained more subscribers, but it would not have gained Warner Brothers money. And apparently Warner Bros. Some broke boys, and they need all the money they can get. So we about to get another probably round of Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman movies, and then branch off into the other members of the Justice League like Green Lantern, Cyborg, Flash, HAWGIRL, Cyborg, and then we branch off into the other Justice League associated members. So I don't know. Let me pull up this next image. And so they said there is a 10-year plan focusing just on DC content. It is very similar to the structure that Alan Horn and Bob Iger put together very effectively with that man Kevin Feige, the god at Disney. Now I'm happy because with this point, there's at least a plan. We at least know that they're trying to do something and not just let characters go to waste like they've done with Superman. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. How do you have 4 Thor movies, 3 Ant-Man movies, WandaVision series, Loki? How do you have all these other characters outside of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and outside of Spider-Man? He just got his trilogy. We got all these different movies of characters that's not the big honchos at Marvel, and we can't even get a Superman sequel. We don't even know if Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman, which is why I was upset that Supergirl got canceled, because now it's like we can't even get Superman, and we have a movie potentially starring another promising actress playing Superman's cousin, and we can't even get that. What is the plan, DC? What is the plan, Warner Bros? What is the plan? So at least they have a plan, but I feel like with these this 10-year plan, it's probably going to start off with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, like it usually does, because those are the heavy money makers. And then once you make all that money, you throw in, let me include Joker and Harley Quinn in that as well. Let me include those 2 characters. Once you throw in the cash cows and see that, hey, people might actually want to watch this. Does this overall story make sense? Does this overall story in the universe make sense? Once that starts happening, then you bring the other characters along, like Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern. I know I'm probably missing some others. Zatanna, Supergirl, Blue Beetle. Then you bring in these other Justice League associated members. But the Trinity should start it off, because that is Warner Brothers. That is DC. When you think of DC, you're either thinking of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in some sort of fashion. Those are the first 3 characters that come to mind when you're talking about DC Comics. Now, I hope to God they get this right, because like I said, I'm a DC fan and I have been suffering. Now, don't get me wrong. Birds of Prey to me was okay. The first Suicide Squad sucked, but the second Suicide Squad to me was a lot better, and that was decent. The first Wonder Woman, decent. Second Wonder Woman, Listen. The second Wonder Woman is on Eternals level to me. Did I just say lever? Listen. Eternals and Wonder Woman 84 are on the same tier of steaming dog pile of garbage as a movie. Because I watched both those two movies in quarantine, and because I'm in quarantine, I can be on my phone and tweet my live thoughts while I'm watching this movie, and I hated both of them. Well, I shouldn't say I hated. I was bored throughout both the movies. And, you know, I kind of wasn't that mad at each other because those are new characters. That's a new setting, new characters. I was really pissed off at Wonder Woman because I'm like, this is Wonder Woman. We know what she is. How did you mess up a Wonder Woman movie? And outside the fact that the actress playing Wonder Woman cannot act. She cannot act. Gal Gadot is a terrible actress. She stinks. And she's a terrible human being on top of that. So, I truly believe anything revolving this 10-year plan has to start out with the Trinity. It has to, whether it's live action or animation. It has to start out with those three. Because those three are the moneymaker. And then you throw in... Well, actually, Batman and Joker kind of go hand in hand. And then you bring in Harley Quinn, who's with Joker 90% of the time. Yeah. So, just start off with the trilogy, Warner Brothers. Give us good... Actually, don't even give us a Batman origin movie. We've seen it enough. Just build off what Matt Reeves has done in the Batman. Just build off that, okay? If you give us a Wonder Woman movie with a different actress, that could actually work. You give us a Superman movie, either you bring back Henry Cavill or you find somebody else that can act their ass off as Superman and get us to care about his story. Because is Superman really that hard of a character to write a movie for? Like, you can't bring Lex Luthor, you can't bring Brainiac as like his two main villains, Zod. Like, a story about a person trying to find their way as a human while being completely overpowered as fuck. like you can't make that into a good story. Like, Superman doesn't have to be the Boy Scout that he is, but you can't even give us a coming of age story as Superman as an origin movie. Or you build off of Man of Steel and give us a proper sequel. Because Batman vs. Superman was not a proper sequel to that movie. You build us a proper sequel for Henry Cavill. Because he was a damn good Superman, okay? Henry Cavill was a good Superman to me. Now, I'm going to move on to... I think I just ranted for about 5 different minutes, but that's a whole different topic because I ramble a lot. Excuse me. But here's what I want to bring up, and this has me scared as hell. Warner Brothers Discovery state that kids and animation content will be seeing a broad range of cuts across streaming and linear platforms. I'm going to read this again so y'all can sink in what exactly, why this is scaring me. What is scaring me about this? Warner Brothers Discovery state that kids and animation content will be seeing a broad range of cuts across streaming and linear platforms. Someone explain to me, what has Warner Brothers done well since Marvel has had their run? What is Warner Brothers known for? Their animation/cartoon studios. Do you know why this scares the living hell out of me? Because Warner Bros. Owes Cartoon Network. If you cut off the stuff for the kids, If you say, fuck the kids, we're not gonna let you watch Teen Titans Go anymore. That's a problem, because Teen Titans Go prints money. That is a hilarious show to me. What about the Amazing? Well, I think Steven's Universe is done. I have not watched Cartoon Network in a long time. I'm being completely honest. But that just sounds dumb, right? Cutting off kids and animation content. It just sounds dumb. And if we're talking about animation, we're not only talking about the anime that Crunchyroll probably provided with HBO, that's on HBO Max, like Jujutsu Kaisen probably getting cut, so that's probably not going to be there. Can someone tell me what has DC done well and what are they known for? I'm going to answer for it. Their animation studio. Why would you cut funding to the one thing that has been holding up DC since Marvel has really been on their run? Why would you try to cut funding from the one thing DC is known for and does well in terms of content outside of their games? In terms of content, in terms of actual entertainment and TV, why would you cut the animation funding? Is it because half the movies that is actually good go straight to DVD and not in the theater? I have literally been tweeting at Warner Brothers and DC Comics for years, trying to get them to release their movies in theaters. You mean to tell me Flashpoint wouldn't have made a bomb, wouldn't have made boatloads of money at the theaters? You want to tell me the DC animated universe wouldn't have made a boatload of money at the theaters? Killing Joke did bad because they put that weird sex scene between Batgirl and Batman, which was just not in the comics whatsoever. You mean to tell me Long Halloween wouldn't have done well in theaters? Long Halloween Part 1 and 2 for Batman wouldn't have done well as a whole entire movie. That wouldn't have done well. Seriously. All the Justice League movies, Injustice probably would have bombed because I watched that movie and I was that was the one dud that I thought would have been really good was Injustice, and I was enraged because they tried to fit both the games and all the comics into one movie, and something like that needs a part 2 to really set the scene. You know what? That's a rant for another day. That's a rant for another day. But DC animation has been a flagpole. They've been propping up DC while they had their stinkers in live action movies. Why would you cut funding for that? That legit makes no sense. So, because that brings up a question now, are we losing Harley Quinn? Are we losing Teen Titans Go? Harley Quinn does well. Are we losing those shows? Teen Titans Go has like 8 seasons. Are we losing those shows? And then you bring on the fact that they announced a Superman cartoon, which I was looking forward to, which is called My Adventures of Superman, which is him and Lois Lane, working their regular reporting jobs. And then we have a rendition, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a remaster, a reboot of the original Batman animated series called Batman the Caped Crusader. Now, I'm scared because I want those 2 shows to come out, and I was looking forward to seeing them when they got announced at DC Fandom. Now, here's my only line of thinking that why they might come out, because it's Batman and Superman. They know people are going to tune in to Batman and Superman. But if they don't, why would you cripple DC animation? That legit makes no sense. So I don't know, man. I really hope DC, it sounds like they have a plan. It really does sound like they have a plan, and I want to get excited, but we gotta see something first, bro. They announced that Black Adam, Shazam, and the Flash is coming out, right? Like those are the 3 that's confirmed, that's not moving. Those are coming out on time. I think Shazam actually got pushed back yesterday. Never mind. But the Flash still moving on as normal is going to take a hit, because you can't just, unless they just say F it and just completely just put that movie out there with no promo, no press tour, because that press tour is going to get dominated with questions of why exactly did you not reprimand Ezra Miller? Yeah, that's exactly what that press tour is going to be. And they have to answer that question, because it has been total silence. That movie, no matter how well it tests, is going to take a hit, because people are not going to want to see that movie because of Ezra Miller. They have to address that at some point. They have to address that at some point. I feel like Black Adam is coming out because of The Rock. And you know, The Rock is a movie megastar, and that movie's going to make money. It don't even matter if that movie does well. That movie's going to make money because it's The Rock. Now it could very well flop, like be a bad movie, but people are going to go see that movie because of The Rock. Shazam? Once again, I don't know how I feel about a Shazam movie not having Superman in some part of it, because Shazam and Superman go hand in hand. They really do. I don't know. I hope this plan works, because I've been suffering as a DC fan for a decade now, and it has been pure torture. It has been pure torture since Marvel started their run in terms of live action. But it sounds like DC has a plan. I hope this plan works. Just don't cut the animated content, because that's the one thing you do well. That's the one thing you do well. Let me know what you think about DC's plan. Let me know your thoughts about it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification to notify every single time I upload. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.